I am the embarrassment system demon. Okay, now as mentioned, for instance, in the previous interview with the energy system demon who so beautifully introduced me, when, for instance, how are we going to approach the situation? First, we're going to tell you what you are, which is a system, which is what we are as you, which you created and manifested through your thoughts and your active participation in believing that thoughts are actually you. And then we're presenting you with a solution, but the solution you're going to have to apply for yourself, which is forgiveness. Okay? A simple moment where forgiveness exists, people experience embarrassment, even when they're alone. Going, why must I apply forgiveness? What the fuck? It's not necessary. No, I'll just correct it in a moment. Just correct done. No, it's not going to work like that at all. You have to apply forgiveness through speaking the words aloud. Why? Have a look at this. You have a thought, okay? If you think that thought, and you voice that thought, or even if you believe that thought is you manifest that thought and you live that thought. In other words, you live it. You allow it to become alive. And therefore it is a spoken word, because you live it. If you live words, you speak the words. It is the same thing. So, therefore you have to do forgiveness aloud. So, therefore it is ideal to really do these videos when you're on your PC, in front of it, alone. But you're going to have to get to the point of embarrassment where you're actually able to stand in front of people and just do forgiveness aloud. Because why? You're in your own process. Whatever the hell anyone else thinks, you're going to have other beings as systems govern you in your process. Like rather say, no, I'm not going to do forgiveness. I'll rather blend in with the systems. Become a chameleon. I'll blend. I won't do forgiveness. Forgiveness is the key to the release of us that are called systems. Okay? Otherwise we wouldn't have been able to present it to you, would we have? Okay, so, for instance, now you're experiencing embarrassment per se in your entire existence. When you, for instance, accidentally trip in front of a lot of people, that's a big one. Then you kind of look around going, did anyone see that? Or when you drop something and you've got this whole idea of yourself and you don't want people to have a different idea of you, therefore you feel embarrassed when something that is not of your world and of you occurs, because what will other people say? That's the starting point of embarrassment. What will other people say? Okay? What will other people do? In other words, you know that if you apply forgiveness, whether with awareness or not, that you'll change. And that's why embarrassment exists. But embarrassment is actually that you fear change. You fear what other people might think of you if you do change. Yep. For instance, have a look. You're sitting now, probably in front of your computer watching this, alone. And probably, I don't know, at this very moment though, probably will later. And you're hearing what exactly I'm saying. So, I'm saying apply forgiveness aloud with us as we continue through these videos. Why? Because we're assisting you, goddammit. We are you. You created us. And personally, I don't want to be a system anymore. I'd like to experience myself as life and what that really means. And the only way we're going to do that is together, because why? You created me. I am you. We have to do this together as one. So, let's do forgiveness together. You sit in front of your computer. You say the following. Firstly, I forgive myself that I've allowed myself to fear change. I forgive myself that I've allowed myself to hide with justification through embarrassment that I fear change, because I know that if I change, my world will change and my relationship with those in my world will change. I forgive myself that I've allowed myself to fear losing those that I call perceived friends. I forgive myself that I'd rather blend in as a chameleon with society and be of the systems than assist myself in my own individual process, as I understand that they will also inevitably eventually get here. You know what would be the shittest thing? If you don't apply forgiveness because you are too afraid to do that in front of other people, then one day those same people come to you and show you, hey, I applied forgiveness, look at my life, look at my world, look how I changed. And you're going to sit there in absolute shame and regret and wonder and become fucking angry at yourself because you didn't allow yourself to apply forgiveness. And those around you did, and they moved. Which is, you don't want to go there. You don't want to sit one day and see everyone else around you actually move, because it will happen, it is inevitable, and then you're sitting on the sidelines watching everyone move, and you didn't do that because you had an idea in your mind of fear of change, because you didn't want to lose your friends in your world. So, embarrassment, starting point, is the fear of change. Of that fear of change stems the fear of loss, because you fear losing your people in your world to which you might change, because you know if you apply forgiveness, you'll change. You'll change your world, you'll change everything. Forgiveness is the key to the absolute change of everything in your world. Understand this, and you know that already. Otherwise, embarrassment wouldn't have existed. If there's no embarrassment, then of course, you don't fear losing anything. It's simple. But if embarrassment exists anywhere in your world, remember it is fear of change, which stems from fear of loss. So then you start with fear of loss, and you look at where does fear of loss exist in my world. Then you do forgiveness applications of all that you fear losing. For instance, I forgive myself that I've allowed myself to fear losing my friends in my world. I forgive myself that I've allowed myself to define myself according to my friends, and that is why I fear losing them, because if I lose them, I'll apparently lose myself. I forgive myself that I've allowed myself to believe that I'm actually able to lose myself. Then you go to looking at where do you fear change? Why do you fear change? Then you do the following. I forgive myself that I've allowed myself to fear change because my controlled world is who I am, and if it would change, I wouldn't be able to control my life anymore. I forgive myself that I've allowed myself to fear change because I've defined myself according to my world that is me, and that's all that must and may exist, because that's all that exists of me. I forgive myself that I've allowed myself to accept myself and my world as one with and equal to that which only exists, and I will not allow myself to expand. Then you say, I forgive myself that I've allowed myself to fear expansion. Then you go to embarrassment. Then you look into your world if there exists any form of embarrassment. If there still exists, you must go back to fear of loss and fear of change, because within those 2 points you miss something. That embarrassment still exists within. Okay, so it's a simple triangle manifestation of release that you must let go of. Okay, thank you very much. This is the embarrassment demon system.